Megen Nelson, illustrator for Poseidon's Eyes, was born in Palm Bay, Florida. She is now attending the University of Central Florida, majoring in English literature, which is her second artistic love. She also does freelance illustration and comic work when her schedule isn't a many-headed beast. Please congratulate artist Megen Nelson.
Here I am standing on a stage in LA, accepting an award for drawing science fiction and fantasy. Oh my gosh. Winning Illustrators of the Future was really, really awesome, because for a long time, what I said in my speech was that my artwork had been stuck in a closet until that point, and that was true. So when I went to LA and I got professional illustrators telling me that my work is worth selling, it's worth being on display, it was just the validation. You can't explain it. It's like what I do means something. I got started when my dad showed me how to draw a boy out of the word boy. So you draw a boy and then there'd be a head and eyes and everything. And after that I just kept drawing, and then in 5th grade I drew a picture of a dragon for one of my teachers for a story I had written, and my teacher went crazy about it. She's like, "This is the best dragon I'd ever seen, this is really good." And I was like, wow, it actually looks pretty good, I'm gonna keep doing this. So I kept on, and I've been drawing ever since. I get inspired by looking at other people's art all over the place. It's just amazing what people can come up with and what they share. When I walk through art galleries and I look at other people's work, it's a connection, I feel. Because when I look at the work, I like to see how it's made. I try to read how much work they put into it and the story of their artwork in the brushstrokes. I love to do science fiction and fantasy art. I do dragons, fairies, people with magical powers. So interesting and so much fun for me to think about. Drawing dragons and drawing imaginary things, you sort of have to base yourself in reality. If I want to do a dragon, I'll look up pictures of lizards and snakes and give them the lizardy and snake feel. To make a mystical thing become sort of at least believable, you have to start in the basics of reality. And with creatures that don't even exist, you sort of have to make up your own anatomy and your own sort of history for what the creatures do, and I really like doing that as well. The work that I do, a lot of it actually centers around stories that I make up or write. There are characters that I make up and that I draw over and over again. Just stories are what sort of inspire the characters and what I have in my galleries and the work that I do. Animation has been my passion for a long time. Animation is something that's what got me into drawing in the first place, dragons on TV. Just having a character that you've made up or you've worked on and seeing them move around, it's a feeling that I can't describe. It's something I really love. I applied and was accepted to the Ringling College of Art and Design in their animation program, which only accepts about 60 students per year. But they sent me the bill and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't afford that. So I had to sort of reorganize my priorities, had to figure out what it was that I could do and support myself, and if art was something that I could do to support myself. And I finally settled on doing art as a side thing, as something that I want to grow up into and something that I will always work on, but I sort of teach myself artwork and go to school for the thing that will pay the bills. I'm a literature major, and that's actually my second love. I love to write. Writing and art just, I don't know, they mesh for me because my art is inspired also by stories, and my stories are inspired by art, so they sort of work hand in hand. Art is definitely a piece of, I guess, humanity, you could say. Without it, I feel like we live in a pretty soulless world. You can look at a piece of art and you can see someone else's thought process in it. You can look outside of yourself and look into what they were thinking of. With science fiction and fantasy, you can see worlds that will never exist except in that person's head. Art's been with me for forever. I don't know who I would be without art. Being able to draw and express yourself is a really, really cool thing.
Watch full episodes of Artisodes every Thursday at 8 p.m. on WUCF TV.